The way I originally got introduced to Jill and the Sweet Potato Queen movement, she and a number of her true queens, kind of her core group, would hang out at Bravo and have cocktails, and they kind of moved towards one drink in particular, which we call the Absolute Fredo, which is kind of an adult kamikaze. They decided that was actually to be. There must have been something that happened one night, because it became the Revirginator, and it showed up in her first book, A Book of Love, The Book of Love, the Sweet Potatoes Book of Love. Let's make sure I get the whole thing correct. And the Revirginator became kind of one of those touch points, along with pig candy and chocolate stuff and all the other things that Jill has with her crew. It's one of those touch points, the Knock You Naked margaritas. So we were thrilled to find out that we had a place in history, and we're on page 312. Well, then Jill called quite a few years ago and said, we really want to start having a big hat brunch. We'd like to get it outside of the hotel complex. We'd like to do it at Bravo. That's a fun place. It's a place we want to share with these queens. They've read about your restaurant in the book. They'd like to try a Revirginator. So we started doing this at Bravo. So for a number of years, we've had 300 to 360 queens show up in the largest hats possible, which makes a real interesting seating complexity. Come in groups, and you've got 6, 8, 10, 12, sometimes 2 different crews from all over, all in the same place, all decorated in their brand, what they call themselves, showing their style. And then Jill comes in with her, I'm going to be better than all of y'all hat, and with her whole entourage and cameras and video and everything, and it's amazing.
On Friday, we have the Big Hat Luncheon here at Sal and Mookie's in Fondren, and everybody wears a big hat. So it's just goofy and fun. Sal and Mookie's was a great venue because it's a much larger room than Bravo. We could all be kind of in the same room or on the sun porch together. So it was a sight to see with all of the big hats. And there's a woman who works here who has collected feathers and sequins and rhinestones and everything every year after the Big Hat Luncheon. She's made a wreath out of it. She adds to it every year. So it's fun to see that, because we do leave quite a trail of queenly things but behind us wherever we go. So it was great to have it here. The food was fabulous. The staff was just magnificent as always.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Her Royal Highness Jill Carter!
I mean, that was really the most wonderful thing about the whole Fondren experience, from Sal and Mookie's to every business and restaurant in this area, was the tremendous welcome. I had more people email me afterwards and come up to me afterwards and say, everybody was so nice to us. Everybody just said, thank you so much for being here. They were so welcoming, and it made me proud, made me very proud. On Friday night, we have the Sweet Potato Queens Ball at the Hilton, and that's the only event of the weekend at the Hilton that we sell at the door tickets to.
Our part, as a business, Sal and Mookie's part in this, is the Sal and Mookie's Children's Carnival. And the Children's Carnival very, very clearly is what it says. It's a carnival for kids. It's cheap. We charge $5 for a band to have the kids do everything they do all day long. All the money goes to Blair Batson, so it's a wonderful cause there. It meets the overall agenda of the Zippity Doodah Parade weekend of raising money for the Children's Hospital, which is our neighbor here. So the Children's Carnival includes basic things like jumpers and games like dart throws and cake walks and bobbing for apples and ring toss and dunking booths and. It's a fun, old-time carnival. No video games, these are interactive games where our staff, along with different volunteers we get, which is a lot of high school service groups and high school and junior high kids, all of these members of my staff in the community, we work these booths and it's targeted towards our neighborhood, the kids here in the Fondren neighborhood, in all parts of the Fondren neighborhood, to be able to come out and have a wonderful day, to be able to be taken care of in a safe environment and have a great time, and everyone wins a prize. It doesn't matter if you do well or not in the game, everyone wins a prize. And so we have all sorts of prizes to give away, and some good food, the nachos and the popcorn and the cotton candy. And then we expanded this year to include a stage, thanks to the folks at Clear Channel and Jan Michaels, and we were able to have gospel and country, and we had our eating contest, which is when we have an ice cream and pizza eating contest, and we have a kid, a teenager, and an adult division. So you get to watch people be absolute gluttons trying to eat as much pizza and ice cream as they can, and they get some big prizes. You get a $300, a $600, or a $1,000 prize in gift cards for the next year of being able to eat with us as the prize, plus you get your name on the wall. And it's wonderful.
On your mark, get set, go. They're going. Oh Lord, we got some tactics going here. Remember, young ones, we do have also the pickle buckets behind you, just in case.
10 seconds.
We are at 3 minutes and 10 seconds as of right now. We got this young gentleman on his last slice now. He is taking it down. Look at this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pizza down. This gentleman is down now to, he has 1 slice left on his plate. Come on, ladies, come on, gentlemen, you can do it. Shove it in your mouth, chew, swallow, drink. Done. We have a winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an 18-inch Sal Mookie's cheese pizza.
Okay, on your marks, get set, go! We're about 1 slice down on everybody. This is awesome. You good? Open the mouth, Oh! And it is called at
9 minutes, 54 seconds.
Congrats.
9 minutes, 54 seconds. The reigning champ, Jamie Evans, has won again.
So we had the Patty Pack Honda Doodah Day blue car giveaway, which was fun but problematic to say very many times fast. And so we sold tickets all over the country, and we made the offer that if anywhere in the continental United States, or anywhere in North America, actually, anywhere in North America, whoever won the car, that if they couldn't come to get it or couldn't afford to have it brought to them, that my husband and I would drive it to them. And so luckily Philip Holman right here in Jackson won it, so we didn't have to make a big road trip. But it was, we are so grateful to them and to all of our sponsors for stepping up to make this possible.
The best part of the carnival for me this year was I was making my 10th trip back and forth on the green, and I had a lady holler at me, and she said, I recognize you, aren't you the restaurant guy? And I said, yes, I am. And this was an elderly lady, and she had a bunch of her grandkids with her, and she was sitting in a lawn chair. She'd been watching the gospel, and she said, I just want to thank you for what you've done for this neighborhood and what you're doing for these kids. This is something that otherwise they wouldn't be able to enjoy. And that, that on a most basic level meets the sniff test of what I want, which is that we do something that's impactful in a positive way while having fun. So that was a hard weekend's work, and it was worth every single bit of it, because we made an impact to people that I care about that are right here in our neighborhood, and then we've made a very large financial impact to the Children's Hospital by partnering together. There's something called synergy. 2 and 2 equals 12. Because alone, our Children's Carnival, we just aren't scaled large enough to be able to raise a lot of money for the Children's Hospital, which we've done now for 3 years. Any amount of money is great, but if you want to talk big paychecks, it's really when you're able to partner, and partnering with Jill Connor Brown, the Sweet Potato Queens, and especially with the folks, in this case, this last year with Patty Peck Honda, where they gave us a Honda Insight that was 100% given to this cause to be raffled off. That's where the big money, along with sponsors and the generosity of everyone, when it all came together in one pot, it's amazing how much money we raised. And we're just proud that we were a part of that, and we look forward to being able to do that again, at least, if not more, next year. And that's going to make a big difference to a lot of children's lives that are over at the Children's Hospital, which is a place where kids can be served regardless of their ability to pay, and that's because of events like this that help pay those bills.
One of the most fun things we did this year was we had the porta potty decorating contest that was known as Fondren Unzipped, and that was sponsored by the Central Surgical Group. That where businesses or individuals could pay a nominal fee, the money going to the hospital, and for that fee you could decorate a porta potty. And the people who got it really got it, and so I think we will see a lot more of those next year. There was a trophy given for that, the Fondren Unzipped trophy, and it was won by Garden Works this year. It was a giant porta potty that looked not a little like me in my sweet potato queen outfit. I actually had a picture made standing next to it. It was kind of hard to tell who was who, but that was new for this year, and it was just another way for people to advertise their businesses, but to also make a contribution to the hospital. And of course, you got to have porta potties, so we were very grateful to McGraw at Gotta Go for being so flexible with us in allowing us to decorate all those potties. We just look for as many ways as possible to raise money, little bits at a time, and because not everybody can write a check for $1 million to Blair Batson and build a wing. I wish I could. I would if I could. But we raise money $5, $10, $25 at a time, and not only does that add up, but it also raises a great deal of awareness for the hospital, which is as important to the fundraising process as the money itself.
I think the magic of Fondren as a neighborhood, particularly with this event, particularly with the night parade, going from the Children's Carnival during the day to the drum line sponsored by the Shoe Bar and Browns that was an old New Orleans drum line, taking people through the city, taking them to a new place to watch a new band, the Earth Angels, perform, and then getting ready for the parade later on. This whole use of the whole neighborhood. This is an urban neighborhood, so it's not a suburb. It's not a car, you got to drive a long distance to get to one place, you've got to park in one place and kind of come into a manufactured environment. This is real, it's organically grown, there's a little bit of grit to it, it's a city feel. So because we are a little micro city, as each of these events rolled out, when it was time for the kids came from the community. When it's time for the more grown-up part in the afternoon with the bands and shopping, folks they're driving in from the suburbs, and they're finding great parking that we were able to partner with the University Medical Center and have a great parking lot and easy access into the neighborhood. They're able to come and enjoy. Then for the night, what we saw, if you look on Old Kent Road and State Street, you saw families with wagons with the kids pulling down the sidewalk, coming into the Central Business District to come and enjoy the event.
This year, for the first ever Zippity Doo-Dah Parade, we were greatly honored to have the actual Dr. Blair E. Batson himself as the Grand Marshal, and in the Kelly Kyle's wonderful vintage Rolls Royce, and it was, I think it meant a lot to Dr. Batson to be out there. We had children from the hospital participating, and it was just a big group hug. It was a great experience. The Sweet Potato Queens, we have not found a line that we do not cross. We have men, women, gay, straight, young, old, black, white, rich, poor, drunk, sober, married, single, whatever else we got, and we're glad of it. And I think the youngest that we have that participate would be in utero. And the oldest person that we have who comes every year, she's been coming for 10 years, comes from Midland, Texas. Her name is Aunt Faye. And she has a yellow t-shirt that says, "I'm Aunt Faye." They don't even get her a new shirt. It says, "I'm Aunt Faye, I'm 92/93/95. She was 98 this year, 98 years old. And all of her family and friends that come with her have the same yellow t-shirt that just says, "I'm with Aunt Faye." And so she comes every year and she does not miss anything. She participates in the parade. She goes to every single party at the Hilton. She comes to the Big Hat Lunch. We all want to be Aunt Faye when we grow up. And so we're planning in 2 years for Aunt Faye's 100th birthday. It's going to be all about Aunt Faye.